Hello, story readers. How are you today? We have a special guest, my kitty cat Kiva, listening to our story with us today. Are you excited for the second book in our series by Andrew Newman, with illustrations by Alexis Aronson? This second book is called The Boy Who Searched for Silence. Once upon a time, there was a boy who went searching for silence. He had heard that silence is golden, silence is peaceful, silence is blissful. Most of all, he had heard that in silence he could be himself. He wanted nothing more. This boy struggled with the noise of everyday life. There were cars and buses, advertisements and programs, instructions and advice. Everywhere he went, noises entered in. He found this very difficult, so he went on a search for golden, peaceful, blissful silence. He walked to the bottom of the garden, searching for silence, but the neighbor's dog was barking. He walked to the park, searching for silence, but the frisbee players were laughing. He walked into the forest, searching for silence, but the dog walkers were talking. So he walked right up to the top of the hill. There he sighed. "Ah, I've done it," he thought, as he listened carefully. "I've found silence." But just as he'd had the thought, a noisy airplane flew over. Vroom! "Oh, no!" he exclaimed. "There is no silence out there in the world. This was a false quest," he thought. "They lied to me," he blamed. "There is no such thing as golden, peaceful, blissful silence." Ah! He raged with anger, stomping and shouting and throwing rocks down the hill. With time, his anger softened. "I will have to struggle with the difficult noises all my life. What can I do?" he cried out loud. He sat down. Utterly helpless, he closed his eyes and wept. At first, he wept short, breathless sobs, gasping for each new breath. Over time, his breathing softened and deepened, becoming deeper and deeper, in and out. The boy felt like he was falling inwards. He was too tired to be scared, so he fell. He was too helpless to think better, so he fell. He was enjoying the familiar feeling, so he fell. He fell straight into silence. There he is, falling deeper and deeper. Silence was like a dream to him. A whole world opened up. It was spacious, comforting, and oh, so peaceful. A big smile spread across his face as he rested in silence, feeling deeply nourished inside. Aha, he thought. Silence is not a thing to find. It is a place inside me. I can go there and visit whenever and wherever I want. From inside silence, he could hear another airplane fly overhead. He simply smiled. From inside silence, he could hear the dog walkers talking. He simply smiled. From inside silence, he could hear the frisbee players laughing. And he simply smiled. When he walked down the hill, silence came with him. When he walked through the forest, silence came with him. When he crossed the park, silence came with him. Silence was his friend. That day he fell head over heels in love with silence. He loved silence so deeply, and silence loved him back. Each day after, he made sure to take 20 special minutes to fall inwards into silence. All the things he had heard turned out to be true. He discovered that silence is golden, silence is peaceful, and silence is very deliciously blissful. Most of all, he discovered that in silence he could be himself, and this made him very, very happy. The end. What another beautiful story about the journey within. How wonderful to know that silence and God live directly inside of us. Have a good week, story readers.